most of the hundreds of recordings that my students made were made in class, and they were also spontaneous and full of hesitations, repetitions, fillers. This is another example of a student who recorded something at home, which was something I was always trying to encourage, because there's a limited time in class, and although I suppose students have limited free time at home, if they wanted to, they could record themselves for hours on end at home. So listen to Dolors, who studied with me for 2 years. This was in the first year she was with me in pre-intermediate. I didn't find any mistakes in transcription, but of course there are mistakes in grammar.
I'll speak about if I am optimist or pessimist. Okay, I'm realist, but all my friends say that I am optimist. When I read the text about a pessimist plays a pessimist, I thought that a lot of people was like Dr. House. For example, if they are working now, but if you talk with them, they said, I always think that I lost it. And if they don't have work, they said, I'll never found a new job. I'm sure there's a lot of people working. Why are they going to choose me?
The idea of students recording themselves is to give them proof of their speaking that they can share with their teacher, but also that they can get feedback on. When I was teaching, artificial intelligence was not available for me, so I had to give students feedback on some of their recordings. And in fact, I restricted myself to the first minute of the best recording that the student sent me on the 2-week period that I was evaluating. I had to restrict it to only a minute because otherwise I would have been overwhelmed by work. But the great advantage of artificial intelligence is that it can help students tirelessly, and above all, students can get the help themselves. The idea is that having got this transcript, there are no problems of mistranscription here. The idea is that the student would then copy and paste this transcript into ChatGPT and then ask ChatGPT to help. I've produced a long prompt that asks ChatGPT to do 5 things. The first is to indicate where the errors are, which gives the student the chance to self-correct. The second step is to actually correct the mistakes, to leave in brackets the part that was wrong and to give the correct part marked in bold, so the student can see that they should have said, I'll never find a new job, rather than I'll never found a new job. Then there are 3 more steps, all of which are producing improved versions of what the student said. The first is an improved version at the same level, and ChatGPT can judge quite well the level of the student, so can not make it a sudden jump up to a higher level. But the 4th and 5th steps involve asking ChatGPT to make a version one level above the student's own level. And this includes A1, A2, A2 plus, B1, B1 plus, B2, etc. So they're going up really half a level. And the idea is that this way students will be exposed to more ambitious language, rather the sort of things that a teacher might do, of saying, yeah, that was very good, but you could have said, and then indicating a way in which they could have expressed better what they were trying to say. That would be a lot of work for a teacher with a large class. But this way, if artificial intelligence can provide all that, it should be a great help. ChatGPT makes it very easy for you to listen to these improved versions. Students could take notes if that's the sort of thing they like doing, or they could just try to absorb the new language which they're being exposed to. But a vital part of the activity is that the student should then repeat the same task again, hopefully incorporating some new language, hopefully correcting some errors in what they said the first time. But I think the basic idea is exposure to comprehensible input that is adding to all the other comprehensible input they're getting from their extensive reading, from the materials in the course book, and from the teacher's own talking to them in class.